who represented Obama?
Well, his name is Angelo Genova, with the Genova firm, the one that the firm that was down in Trenton when we had the administrative law hearing.
Okay, so I don't recall the gal's name that.
Yeah, Alexandra Hill.
Yes,
she was there.
She was there, but she was not the lead.
No, her boss was the lead attorney, the one who was doing the arguing. He wrote the brief and everything.
And what was, if I could ask, what was the crux of his argument?
Well, he argued that while standing, he argued that the Secretary of State does not have a role, has no authority to do anything. Then he said even if the Secretary of State has a role through state statutes, that the federal law preempts the state law. That the states, they cannot be involved whatsoever. They have no role. And then he also argued the natural-born citizen, saying that all the courts have decided the issue, like all these state administrative courts and some law courts, said that it's not open to question what a natural-born citizen is, and that Obama's a natural-born citizen. So that was the crux of his arguments.
So
a very important thing, he said that that there's a misconception by me or by my clients, whatever, because this is federalism. He said under a federalist system, the federal government decides if the president is eligible or not eligible. It's got nothing to do with the states. So he tries to cut the states out of the whole thing completely. When I totally disagree with that, because the states, that's the elections are had in the state. The Constitution says we're going to have the elections in the state. The electors come out of the state. It starts. I mean, the primaries. I mean, the states run the whole thing. Even the general election, they run it. The candidates got to file their petitions with the states. Nobody's filing anything with the federal government. So it's all done through the states, the elections. Now, of course, the state can't add eligibility standards. I mean, the Constitution says who's going to be eligible. The state can't make up their own rules. But they can surely enforce them. It's just like Arizona with the immigration issue. Arizona is not making up any immigration law. They're just saying, look, we're just enforcing the federal law that's on the books already. So it's like by parallel, same type of argument. New Jersey says, the Constitution says he's got to be a natural-born citizen. So we're just enforcing that to make sure he's a natural-born citizen. So federalism is not violated. Plus, there's no federal law that tells you how to vet anyone. We even have that CRS memo put out by Jack Maskell that says that there is no federal law on vetting. So the states can do it through the ballot process. They can vet, making sure that these candidates are eligible before they get on ballots.
Isn't that fascinating? Because it's also the taxpayer in those individual 50 states that are paying for the election to occur, to have that name printed on the ballot, to pay for the registrars, to pay for the whole election system. So the taxpayers have a modicum of expectation that those individuals they're casting their vote for have met whatever eligibility requirement must be met for those individuals to be able to be placed on the ballot, period. So that's alarming in the sense that was his argument.
Yeah, well, it's very alarming. I said, how can we expect that somebody to be put on a ballot, to run, to win an election? I said to the court, even Mickey Mouse. I mean, that's what Obama argued in the court below, that even Mickey Mouse can be put on the ballot. I said, and well, we're going to wait all the way. Look at the millions and millions of dollars that are spent, and then we're going to wait to get to Congress, after the election to decide whether or not this person is eligible. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. There's got to be a way to look at this thing, to analyze it, to investigate it ahead of time through the states, to do it through an official process. And I don't mean people, like Judge Land said, twittering and tweeting on the internet. I mean like through an official process, through a government agency of some sort that has authority and that has subpoena powers or whatever. where just like when you want to get a driver's license, we don't tweet about it on the internet whether I'm eligible or not to get a driver's license. I got to go through an official process and satisfy whatever the requirements are. So what's the big deal? He was talking about electing the president of the United States, and what, we're afraid to ask if he's eligible? And we're going to spend all this money and put all this effort into it, and then after the election, we're going to say, oh, Congress, by the way, is this person eligible? Because we don't think he's eligible. I mean, that's beyond, it's beyond me that you would run a nation or a country or a government, I don't know what you want to call it, that you actually run an operation like that is just is mind-boggling. If I was running a corporation or something and I wanted to know whether the guy was qualified, well, we have an interview. I better find out whether this guy knows how to run these machines or he knows how to do this or that, because I'm not going to wait until the end. The whole place is burning down and caving in on me, and then I'm going to try to find out whether the guy is eligible or not for the job I'm giving him. I'm going to try to find out the first day. I'm not going to let him damage what I have and what have you. So, I mean, it's a simple point. I don't want to belabor it, but I don't understand why we have to, wash our hands of this thing and then just, punt it to Congress. It just, it to me doesn't make sense.